a year further away from seeing your Lions achieve any sort of success.
Yeah, after this past weekend, it really was like the homecoming for my really, really, really high expectations.
It's just it feels familiar, right? It's like, okay, they had me for a second, but now I know who you are, and I forgot for a second, but I know who you are.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and I can't I can't blame anyone but myself.
I think they bear some of the responsibility.
Oh yeah, I mean, at this point, actually, at this point, as a Lions fan, they bear no. It's like the Surgeon General's warning on things. Like they're completely without liability at this point.
So how did this happen? This team, they started off well. They started off with a tie, but after that, so strong wins over the Chargers and the Eagles, which at the time seemed like really, really good wins. Then a loss to the Chiefs, and you're like, all right, it's the Chiefs, and it's 34-30. We understand that. And then this 23-22 loss to the Packers, you're like, okay, all right, I guess. Then a bad loss to the Vikings, a just reluctant win over the Giants, and now a loss to the Raiders. What's going on with the Lions, man?
I'm telling you, man, it's that defense, and they, I guess they heard the cries from the fans from the Packers game of just not getting after the quarterback, and with blitzes, that is, and then we try it out with the Giants, and it looked a little better, but we lost the one-on-one balls, the 50-50 balls. We lost those, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like a small sample size, one-off thing. Bad matchup, young corner versus young receiver, bad matchup. And then we see the Raiders, and third and long, second and longs, converting with ease. And then that's when I realized that the blitzing was not the issue. It's the guys covering the guys that are supposed to catch the ball. And this is where we are now.
Well, I mean, thank God the Eagles didn't trade for Darius Slay.
That would have hurt even more, because then I would have been playing, and I really can't cover with Darren Waller, or whatever his name is.
It's a nice payday, though, if nothing else. Nice payday.
If nothing else.
And nothing else. Hey, what's going on with Kerryon Johnson? This guy looked like a budding superstar last year. 10 games, 118 carries, 641 yards, 5.4 a clip, and 3 scores. All of a sudden, 92 carries for 308, averaging 3.3 yards a carry this season.
Yeah, man, and can't stay on the field to save his life. So not only not reliable when he's on the field, but still not getting the per carry, growth that you expect to see out of a budding back. The way he runs has looked promising and positive when he's in the game. Like I said, he falls forward. He tends to gain yards instead of lose them, but really isn't able to crack that second level and scare teams. So, add that to him not getting on the field, and it's we're back to square one with that whole Lions curse. First it was the quarterback curse, and you get Matt Stafford, Barry Sanders retires, and you're not able to replace him, and you bring in the Reggie Bushes of the world, or your Theo Riddicks and your whoever else is.
That's exciting. Theo Riddick. They made that documentary, The Chronicles of Riddick, about him.
That was the highlight of his career at this point.
An early Vin Diesel vehicle. Obviously, Kerryon Johnson IR at this point. But do you think there was some underlying problem throughout the entire season? Because last year we're looking at, in those 10 games, a long of 71 yards, the longest carry. This year, his longest carry 14 yards. Just seems like the burst wasn't there, the explosiveness wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing that it was. It was his hard running style was definitely still present, but the ability to not create gaps or limit contact, he wasn't able to do. He wasn't that first step or first 2 steps. Really just lost it, and we really depended on that. I think Matt Patricia was depending on that. So I hate to say it, by the end of 17 weeks, 16 games this year, it might be moving on from Kerryon Johnson way sooner than
Really?
anybody expected. I mean, not in the way of letting him go, but preparing to have a guy. I mean, we have Matt Johnson, which he's very fast, just not as consistent, especially with catching the ball out the backfield. He'll look good one play, look bad two in the pass game, but maybe they look for another guy to replace, to try to find, like you said, that mid to late round guy, that that running back that can fill the void and still get you 850 to 1,100 yards.
Yeah, so you've got Bears, Cowboys, Redskins, Bears, Vikings, Bucks, Broncos, Packers left on the schedule. This team sits at 3-4-1. What's the expectation for where they're going to finish?
3-4-1. I love this back end schedule, which is why I was so adamant about that little 3-game stretch they just went through. But I think at 3-4-1, you can still get in an 8-7-1 season. Really stretching it with the.
That's ambitious.
That is ambitious, but I think they beat the Bears twice.
The Bears do look terrible. That defense is there, but man, talk about moving on from a player earlier than they expected. Mitch Trubisky is just so clearly not the answer to the Bears' needs at quarterback.
It's really getting bad. You got rumors swirling for Cam Newton to come to Chi-Town, and you see the whole word Mitchell on the TV screen when you're talking about his horrible statistics. Those things combined, plus just his horrible play, and you're starting to see the coaching staff lose interest and lose hope and lose faith in what the guy could be. And that's got a wear and tear on him. So now we're in a place where it does look like you want to move on. And how sad, because just last year I was one of those people that thought, oh, this is the Mitch Trubisky year.
Oh, yeah. You and I butt heads consistently over Mitch Trubisky at the beginning of last year. But in this one instance, in this one alone, it appears I was correct. And it stinks as a fan of a team that had real expectations coming into the season, that you find yourself in week 10 and you have that justification. It's like, all right, well, at least we're going to get a high draft pick.
Yeah, that feeling all too close for myself in many, many years of football fandom, but it's not a good feeling because there's still football to be played. And on top of that, there's no telling who's the guy you're going to get, and if he's actually going to be worth a damn. It's so torturous.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest need on this team right now? Where would you be targeting?
Before this year, I didn't think Cohen would actually, make any type of splash. I wasn't prepared for that, but you would hope the running game would have been something that you look at. Now, you've put money into wide receiver,
Sure,
Allen Robinson, so that's not a place. It's hard to say, but maybe quarterback, maybe running back, maybe your guard play. But
all right, I'm going to throw a name out there. This is going to be crazy. I want to get your take on it. So right now the Browns sit with the number 12 pick. I'm on Tankathon here. The number 15 pick on Tankathon is a quarterback from Oklahoma by the name of Jalen Hurts.
Oh my gosh.
How would you feel about Jalen Hurts as the next quarterback of the Detroit Lions?
Oh my gosh. I don't think
You're
so.
excited is what I can get. You're excited about the prospect.
Jalen Hurts, I really, as much as I've seen this year and how fun, I'll put fun as the word, it's been to watch him do what two others have done before him in that offense. Give me the rest of the year before I have a hot take on Jalen Hurts.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If we get to the point where Jalen Hurts is potentially going to win the Heisman, and the odds are certainly there, can we just give it to Lincoln Riley instead, and just give it to Lincoln Riley every single year moving forward, because he just churns out elite quarterback after elite quarterback after elite quarterback?
I'm so on board with that. Or at least, if nothing else, create a new award just for Lincoln Riley that gets introduced with the Heisman.
Yeah, the I made my quarterback a butt ton of money award.
He's done it twice. And if
It's
Jalen Hurts
crazy.
goes in the first round at all, then I think there's got to be some kickback.
Now, obviously, these were unique situations, but Jalen Hurts is a guy who got moved to wide receiver at his previous college, and now he's probably going to win the Heisman. I mean, obviously, Tua and Joe are in that conversation, but he's amongst the top 3 finalists to win the Heisman Trophy at playing quarterback for one of the biggest teams in college football. It's insane. Lincoln Riley he's not a quarterback whisperer. He's a quarterback guru, a quarterback god, a quarterback maker.
He is. He makes the quarterback. I think the position might have to have a name change to include something with Lincoln's name in it, because it's ridiculous and it's fun. Like I keep saying, it's not like it's it's not the Jeff Tedford thing, right? Because we've kind of heard that before. It's not it's really like high quality, high stakes, high efficiency, fun to watch, scary, and then it makes you think that the position is being transcended into a new type of thing. He's done it again and again and again. I can start to see why you put his name in every single head coaching vacancy or potential vacancy since over the last year and a half. I'm actually, yeah.
Well, you know what else is crazy, and it just occurred to me, is that not only is he on track to potentially have a 3rd straight quarterback win the Heisman Trophy, but he's on pace to have a 3rd straight quarterback who came in as a transfer win the Heisman Trophy.
If we're trying, if this was a Disney movie or any production studio for that matter, we would be so offended if this was the storyline.
Yeah,
that's
I wouldn't believe it. No,
that's
it's
how
so
rare
unrealistic.
this is.
Yeah, who's that kid? The De'Aaron King at Houston who got hurt. If I'm De'Aaron King, I am doing everything in my power to go get myself to Oklahoma next year. And just assume that I will be a top 10 pick and win the Heisman Trophy. Doesn't matter that I'm 5'10". Doesn't matter that I'm probably 190 pounds. Just go win the Heisman. It's crazy.